I recognise this. You tell me who's joining us.
I'm live.
You're live now? You ready?
Yeah.
I had to wait for Barbara to get her stuff together, so we'll play the song first, then we'll introduce you.
Okay.
But huge bio, literally lots and lots and lots to talk about, my friend. It really, really is.
Fantastic.
But at the same time, I throw a few curly questions at you. We'll get the business stuff out of the way first. Basically, believe me, the fans want to know how to get hold of you. I'll ask you questions like that because that's your modern day database these days, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
You know, do you basically do you respond to the fans that get in touch with you? Because believe me, I don't.
Hi, Chris Andreas. Hi, mate. Say hi to
I
Jimmy.
look at it like, wouldn't be here without that.
Need to turn
Yeah,
him up
exactly.
a bit, I think.
Need to turn this up a bit?
So I can hear him.
Okay. Oh, so you can hear him?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'll turn that one up. How's that?
Yeah.
Try that. There you go. I'm really, really interested in 2.22, so I'm just wondering, once we get through this, and believe me, I don't blame you if you say no, would you come back and release a few songs with us? Would you do another interview?
Absolutely, we would love to.
Nice.
We would love to come down and do it live with you, though.
Well,
I mean, the heck with this Skype stuff. Let's just go down to New Zealand and do it.
Well,
exactly.
Well,
you
we're
know,
planning something.
yeah, it's a first date, don't you like
We
me?
all fit into that studio there. We can fit in there, can't we?
Not really. It's a small room. It's smaller than you think, to be very honest. And at the same time, luckily this morning we don't have the guard dog in here as well. Sometimes the guard dog comes running on in here to find out because we've just actually moved into this building.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the last building had a few problems, and so we decided to get the hell out and go and buy ourselves a building, and we've done that. And but problem is we have to have a couple of security dogs here at night time because the area's not so favourable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, believe me, the local kids like to get into a bit of mischief downtown, and unfortunately, you know, so...
Is Peter Jackson the leader of that group?
Oh, most
And
probably.
Are they hobbits?
Yes.
They could be, actually, they could be, you know, hairy foots.
Yes.
They could be hairy foots.
Yes.
Or orcs. I know
I've seen your hairy feet.
you have seen my hairy feet.
Yes. He's
Really?
one of them.
Yeah, they could be orcs. Ogres from Auckland.
Yes.
They could be.
Aucklanders.
They really could. So, let's go live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we are talking to guitar legend Steve Lynch from Autograph. Keep watching. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and believe me, today I am meeting my idol. I really, really am. Steve Lynch, lead guitarist, formerly from Of course, Autograph. Good afternoon, Steve. Nice to meet you.
Good afternoon. A pleasure to be on your show.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you with me. In fact, I'm so elated. I'm beside myself right now because I've followed Autograph for many, many moons now. I really, really have. Through my career, Autograph has been a huge part of my collection at home and playing through parties and stuff like that. And also in some of the most prestigious radio stations in the country. I can remember you from going right on back in the day. Believe me, you and Randy were basically the guys that put the band together, weren't you?
Well, it was Randy, myself, and Steve Lynch, the singer. And we're the basic nucleus of the band. And, of course, then there was Steve Lynch, the keyboard player, and Kenny Richards, the drummer.
Now, at the same time, you guys have toured with some of the most prestigious bands in the world, and I mean people like Aerosmith and Van Halen. I mean, the list goes on. Whitesnake, for instance. These are all heroes of ours here at Galaxy, and believe me, it must have been a lot of fun over the years.
Oh, yeah, especially the Motley Crue tour. That was the most fun.
Oh, well, tell me about that. I mean, I know, whatever goes on the road stays on the road. I've been part of the world tours of bands myself in my day. I used to be a front of house engineer. But give me something about Motley Crue, for instance. What were they like? Were they as mischievous as I thought they always would be?
I don't remember the tour.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
No, actually, they were. But believe me, they were. I mean, it was absolutely crazy every single night. In fact, I remember this one night when me and Tommy Lee, his drummer, we were just getting, drinking way too much Jack Daniels on the tour bus. And we would end up on their tour bus. They would end up on our tour bus because we were all going to the same city, of course. And so I was over on their tour bus, and me and Tommy were just putting it away. And the next day, before they got on stage, he said, "Lynch, I'm not feeling so good, And that was the night where, he had a drum solo where it went upside down. He's drumming upside down and everything. That was the night where he threw up upside down on the audience. And I was just going, no. I was watching it all happen. I just went, no, this isn't happening. But it was just the most hilarious thing, except for the people down below, of course.
I'll never wash that shirt again. Literally. Now, at the same time, and let's get the formalities out of the way. Literally, you're coming from Tampa, Florida. Do you follow the Tampa Bay football team?
Tampa Bay what?
The football team, the gridiron team that you have there.
Oh, you mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Not too much. I'm still a Seahawks fan out of Seattle.
Right, of course you would be too. But I have been to Tampa Bay, and while I was there, it's just something you got to do, isn't it? Follow the local football team, So, believe me, I was just wondering, seeing you've moved into Tampa Bay, but you're not going to be staying there for too long, are you? You're moving again.
Yes, I'm moving up to Nashville to be with Elena, and so we can be together creating songs. We've been doing it via phone right now and email and everything, and so it's time to make the move up there. Time for us to be together since we're engaged and everything. We might as well be together. But we're just waiting for the right timing. She's got this other whole business going with the whole equestrian field, so it's just the whole timing thing has played a factor in that.
Exactly, and I got to congratulate you, believe me. There's a little thing in the air coming up very, very shortly. We'll talk about that. But Alina, what a lovely lady. I was a little frightened to talk her in hands, though, just in case she took me wrong. It really was, actually. We were talking a little bit about equestrians when we were up here at one stage, and I just thought, no, I will just leave that one out. But I'm sure I'm sure you can appreciate that. Having said that, fan questioners, and believe me, we've been getting a lot of this from our audiences listening around the world today, is how do we get hold of you, Steve? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you literally on Facebook? But more importantly, do you respond?
Yes, I do respond. I respond to everybody, actually. I'm on Instagram at Steve Lynch Official, and then just it's as Steve Lynch on Facebook.
Nice. And at the same time, you're going to have 2 more people join your club now, I'll bet you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But the other 5,000 I'm not going to apologise for.
What's that now?
The other 5,000 are going to join your Facebook club. I'm not going to...
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Believe me, everybody's going to get on board now. They know how to get hold of you. Having said that, at the same time, how do we get hold of your music? Are you on Instagram? Are you on iTunes? Places like that? Amazon? Can we go and buy your music from those places?
Well, you know, you can go listen to, like, say, for instance, my solo album, Network 23. You just type in Steve Lynch Network 23 and you can listen to the whole album for free, you know. And so that's out there. And that was a big departure from the original Autograph. You know, I just went in and just kind of wrote whatever I felt like. Some of the songs I was even still writing while I was with Autograph. But I just decided this isn't the right material for Autograph. So I'm going to save this for, you know, after Autograph is done. And that's what I did. And so I recorded it in 1994, but they couldn't release it until 2004 because of the record company that I was with went bankrupt. So there was a stipulation in there in the contract, so that I couldn't release it for another 10 years after. So it got released in 2004.
Well, at the same time, you did put Network 23 together, but then you went back to Autograph again, didn't you?
Yes, that would be in 2014. We started to reverse. And then we started to tour in January of 2015. Now, this was with a different singer, Simon Daniels, and a different drummer, Mark Whelan. And see, the thing is the original singer didn't want to do it. He just said, you know, I'm so busy with all of his, he does a lot of television and movie scoring. So he's constantly busy doing that. You know, that really fills up his schedule. So he was unable to do it, and so that's when we started looking for another singer, and put us Simon. And everything worked out great for like 5.5 years. We toured, and then it was just time for me to do something else. You know, I thought, hey, I'm getting up there in age. I want to do something else. You know, musically, and so that's when I decided to leave and do this new project. 222 with Elena.
You know, I absolutely understand that too. And big shoes to fill, my friend. Believe me, I know Jimmy Bell, who's taken your place, and believe me, what a huge guitarist that man is. But believe me, he must have been under some hell pressure to fill your gap.
Well, you know, I think that what he did was he took a lot of my solos and kind of did his own thing on it, because my solos are just weird. They're not something you could just kind of pick up and play. It's like you got to change your whole technique to play them, especially with a lot of my two-handed, eight-finger tapping, you know. And so he just kind of does his own thing, but he does a brilliant job at it. You know, Jimmy, he's such a great player. So
yeah, absolutely. And of course, I know a good friend of his, Greg Lifesay, as well. You know, you believe me. Great guys. Both of these guys are salt of the earth. Couldn't be more prouder of Jimmy Bell. I've got to be honest with you, my friend. What a great man to be able to be associated with is Autograph. And we're going to be talking not only to Jimmy, but Randy as well next week.
Oh, good.
You know,
okay, good.
So I'll give them a poke in the eye for you.
All right, okay, good deal.
Now, having said that, we briefly talked about, of course, Network 23. And I want to talk about Fear of Falling. Tell me all about that, because believe me, we were very, very fascinated with this track when we first heard it. And I've got to be honest with you, when I get to do these interviews, I don't. And of course, believe me, Steve, you've taken front of the line as soon as the staff here found out who exactly we were going to be interviewing, straight up. And I get this little device and I plug it into my phone and I'm going driving and I'm listening to Fear of Falling. And it was the very first track. I thought, you know, this is great music. I need to know more about it. So, and where we are, Steve, literally, I think you're frozen right now, to be honest. But where we are here, we're in between 3 major cities, which is Rotorua, Whakatane and Tauranga, a little town right in the middle of it. We're a little forestry town, literally. We do milling here. And so basically we've got lots of country roads out and through the forestry where you can just sort of put your foot down a little bit, have a little bit of fun with the roads and enjoy the music at the same time. For me, I had to literally pull over and get out the speakers, throw them on top of the bonnet, and just enjoy the ambience. And well, you know, a little air guitar came out.
Oh, okay.
Been a long time since I've picked up that tool, I've got to be honest with you. But I really thoroughly enjoyed myself with this. So now, the lyrics themselves, I really enjoyed. And I thought to myself, you know, I've got to ask you how you came to this. How did you come to the fear of falling? What made you write this?
Well, it was basically just the fear of falling, fear of, you know, having anything that you're put up against, and just the fear of failure, and or the fear of failing in a relationship. You see, that's another thing. So, you know, some people hold back from, you know, falling deeply in love with somebody because of the fact that they have that fear of falling deeply in love, and you know, in case something goes wrong, you know, they don't want to face the consequences. So.
Right, so when we get you down here to New Zealand, we're not going to play that one in front of Alana, are we? Right here at Galaxy.
She always has that. She has that song called "I Always Let Go." So,
this is true.
We're talking about relationships, so yeah.
Perfect match. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM live with Steve Lynch, formerly from Autograph, here and Fear of Falling.
Hi, Steve Baker. Hi, Manny Kaboo.
Manny Kaboo.
Yeah.
My man.
And Josie from Josie Awards. We must catch up, sweetheart.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
Steve,
love
are you
the
okay
Josie
there, my bro?
Robert Gillies, hi.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, Elena's calling in. I don't think she knows that I'm doing. If I message her back, am I going to lose your feed?
Yes, I think.
Yes, I think you will do.
Okay, no, I just want to. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You don't need a drink. Most people do by now.
I have something to drink. I've got my iced tea right here.
No,
iced tea. He's
I was talking a little something stronger than that. Most people need something like that by about the second question. They really do.
You've got to behave yourself. You've got Steve Baker and Manny watching.
I've got to behave myself because I've got Steve Baker watching. Steve Baker is an absolute gem, my friend. He lives in Nashville. And
good help for Alina, maybe.
Well, I think it'd be a good idea for when Project 222 start making videos. He's in the video game. Gets all the videos in places like the Hard Rock cafes, the floating palaces, the malls, even Burger Kings, stuff like that. Very talented man. Works tirelessly for people. If you ever want to get your videos promoted, get in touch with Steve Baker. Believe me, you won't go wrong.
Okay,
and
great,
also,
great. And he's out of Nashville.
Out of Nashville. Might be a great idea to get maybe Alina involved as well.
We also have the lady from the Josie Awards watching. Maybe we could get her in touch with Alina too. Or Alina,
exactly. One of the ladies
love
that's put the Josie Awards together is watching right now, and maybe we can
very cool.
Recommendations, please go and check out Alina Ray. Really do that. Yeah. We love Alina. We really do. And I'm going to talk to you about. Well, actually, I might do the five questions from the 50 Shades of Grey.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah, we'll get that out of the way very quickly. You might find this rather amusing. I give you 5 very quick questions and get your opinions on things. And see what the responses are. Usually we make fun of things, if you know what I mean. So
okay, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll go for that. Then after that, we'll go into House of Cards.
Mind boggles.
And probably after that, we'll talk about you guys coming down here to New Zealand, because we want to lead into that, if you know what I mean. Because believe me,
yes, absolutely,
it is the target thing that we want to get across. Is we really love you guys and want you to come to New Zealand. So we'll go to the desk, about a minute and a half. You're right there, Terry.
Oh, yeah.
Leaving? That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 28 away from 12 o'clock, 23 degrees, not bad actually. Heading, well, the high was 20 degrees, we beat the weatherman again today. Tuesday, November 19th, and believe me, absolutely elated to be joined by rock legend! Yes, Steve Lynch is joining us out of the band, formerly of course, Autograph. Now we've been talking about his other interests, which were, of course, was number 23, really, wasn't it? It had a 23 in there.
23,
23. And we're going to be talking about the future project that he's got coming up with Alina Ray very, very shortly. But, first of all, let's do 5 questions from the 50 Shades of Grant files. First of all, let's put this together. Boris Johnson, caretaker Prime Minister of the UK right now. I've seen he's looking for an election very shortly. Jacinda Ardern, which is the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Angela Merkel from Germany, the Chancellor of Germany. And Donald Trump. Which is the odd one out?
Oh, definitely Donald Trump.
Yeah, definitely. The rest are politicians.
What's that?
The rest are politicians.
Yes, that's right.
And of course his hair runs the country, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now at the same time...
That was an easy one.
Okay, then. Have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
No, I haven't.
No? Are they made out of real vegans?
No, I have not tried that.
I want to know if the real vegan goes in there. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, like the old Girl Guide biscuits. Were they made out of Girl Guides?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, you must be familiar with baby oil, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Right, how many babies does it take to squeeze out a good bottle?
Well, I don't know.
There you go. Okay, well, there's four of the 5 questions that we had in mind. Now the same...
Hopefully none, but you know, you never know. Whichever way they have to make it.
Well,
that's all right.
you know about Tiger Balm, don't you?
Yes.
Yep, yeah. How many tigers go into that little container?
I don't know.
There you go. 5 questions from 50 Shades of Grant right there. Now, I'd really want to talk to you.
What we have to put up with.
Barbara's dangerous with that thing. She really is. And then when she gets it up close and starts, I'm sure she's talking about me.
I am.
Yeah, I'm sure you do that, you know. I can't hear you because I've got headphones on and I got my wife in my head. But you are a suspect sometimes, Barbara. You really are. I want to talk to you about playing bass guitar way back in 1968 and then changing the day Jimi Hendrix died to lead guitar. Now, believe me, I remember that day. It was a horrific day for the World Music Association to lose Jimmy. What made you change?
Well, I was really already, you know, when I started playing, actually it was 1964, but my dad got me such a piece of crap, you know, guitar that it was unplayable. The strings were like that high off the neck, you know, it was just like an acoustic $9 guitar. And I wanted to learn the Beatles because my sister got the Meet the Beatles album, and she had a little all-girl listening party, and they just were going nuts and listening to these songs, and I thought, that's what I want to do. So anyway, I got an acoustic guitar, but I just, at that age, I just couldn't play the thing. It was just impossible. So I met this friend on my block who already played guitar, and he says, hey, do you want to play bass, and we'll put the band together. And so we started figuring out some songs and everything. I got a bass guitar and all that. And but my heart was really into playing guitar. I just did it for those couple of years. And then he passed away, and his name was Jerry Hendricks, believe it or not. And just like Jimi Hendrix, but Jerry Hendricks. And so, I kept on playing bass, but I really, really wanted to get into playing guitar. And what really set me off was, September 18th, 1970, when Jimmy died. And I just went, it was that day that I quit school. I took my bass guitar up to this little shop up in Seattle, Washington, and I traded my bass in for a Fender Stratocaster. And I had to work a lot on my paper route. I had to do my paper route. So anyway, but I got enough to pay it off and everything, and I just started playing like crazy every day since then, and it was just one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
I absolutely love that story. I really, really do. Now, I was talking to Alina not so long ago, and she was telling me that you had the right touch. Now, I was wondering whether I should ask her whether the lights were on or off at the time that she was considering telling me this. But she meant a book. Now, you've written 3 books, haven't you?
Yes, and where I got the whole technique was, playing with 2 hands on the fingerboard like that. I got it from, a couple people up in Seattle, this guy Steve Buffington, and then I saw Harvey Mandel from John Mayall in the Blues Breakers, if you remember them. Wow. And I saw him playing when I was very young, probably, 16, 17, so it was in my early formative years of, playing guitar, playing a Stratocaster. And I saw him doing some things during sound check, and I just went, wow, that's really cool what he's doing. And so I took those ideas, and I just kept on working with them. And then when I went to the Guitar Institute of Technology, I moved down to LA in 1977. And in March of 78, I started the school. Shortly after I started going to the school, Emmett Chapman, the guy who invented the Chapman stick, that you play with both of your hands, just an incredible sounding instrument. He did a clinic at the school when I was going there, the Guitar Institute. And I was just blown away with the sounds that he was getting. And he mentioned during the clinic that he got so far on guitar, he had to actually invent an instrument that could accompany him, with the left hand playing bass strings and the right hand playing treble strings, So it's more like a piano, left hand playing the lower register and the right hand playing the upper register. And so after the clinic, I asked him, I said, you said they got so far on guitar that you had to, create another instrument to accompany you. And I said, what were you doing on guitar? And so he said, can I see your guitar real quick? And I said, yeah, of course. And so he just took it and he played a couple of scales where he just went, and I just went, that is so cool. I've got to learn how to do that. So since I was at the beginning of the school, I took down all of the scales, all the arpeggios, all the chording versions, triads and everything, and I wrote them out so you could play them two-handed. And I just did that so that I remembered. I wasn't thinking about writing a book really at that time. And so by the end of the year, writing out all this material for the school and writing out so that I could play it two-handed, they saw all these pages, the stack of these pages that I'd written all this material down on, and they said, hey, you should make that into a book. And so they brought me to a publisher, and I got signed within 10 minutes because he said, that's just incredible. And, the only person out there really that was doing it, that was, gaining his popularity at the time was Eddie Van Halen. But he was using, just one finger basically on his right hand. But this explained how to use all 4 fingers and all the different things you could do it as far as theory-wise. And so that first book came out in, I believe it was 1979, after I graduated from there. And it was like a bestseller. Everybody wanted to know how to do that technique. And so I thought, this is really cool. People are really catching on to this. And so it worked out very well, worked in my favor.
You know, Steve, I've got to be honest with you. I attempted to write a book as well, but it was spineless. It was hard over, not hard cover, unfortunately. But having said that, you've also been to New Zealand, not only promoting these techniques, you've done a few classes here in New Zealand. And we want to say kia ora, come on back to New Zealand. Let's do a few more classes.
Absolutely. I had such a great time down there. The first place I went was Auckland. I went to a beautiful beach up there. I think it was northeast of Auckland or something. But and then I went to Christchurch, Wellington, and then I think my last stop was Rotorua. And I got to go to the hot springs there, which was really cool. And I did a clinic there, and I think it was just those 4 cities that I did clinics in. But I absolutely loved it down there. The people were great. I loved the topography, you know, just the whole landscape of the whole place, and I just fell in love with it.
Well, we're going to talk to you very, very shortly about coming back, but where we are right now, about an hour's drive is Rotorua, and nice that you're familiar with that, because we do a few things in Rotorua, which is a little extraordinary here for New Zealand. We really, really do. We'll fill you in on those. And I'm sure you're familiar with the Zorb that I asked Alina about and stuff like that. We'll do a few of those. But first of all, tell me about House of Cards, because believe me, sometimes life has a few House of Cards.
Yes, well, House of Cards is the government building itself up to the point where it has so much control over everything, but it's falling apart within itself because of the fact that it doesn't work. When you have that much power, eventually things do start to fall apart. So that's what that's about.
Well, you're quite true as well. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying there. So, right here live at Galaxy 107 FM is Steve Lynch, my hero, absolutely guitar god, and House of Cards. Getting hot, Barbara.
Yeah, it's very warm.
It's getting very warm up here.
We're not up, we're just on level.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I've got the fans going. How you feeling there, Steve? He's got the ice out.
I think so.
Sounds like you need a bit of ice.
Good man to have tea, though. I'm a fan of tea, not coffee.
You're a fan of tea, Barbara?
Yeah, and I'm glad he's joined my club.
Yeah. Barbara's happy that you're drinking tea. Me, I'd be hoeing back on some moonshine, to be very honest, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's only 6:45 here, which should that would be what would it be your time? It would be
4 hours past 6.
It would be
nearly lunchtime.
Yeah,
it'd be 18.
Yeah, it's 16 minutes away from 12 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, midnight your time?
No,
lunchtime. Lunchtime. Midday.
Oh, okay.
Your grant's cooking later.
That's right, because you crossed the international timeline.
Yeah, we are the future.
That was one of those things that threw me off when I went down there. Was well, we can talk about that on the air when
exactly. Exactly. We're the first to see the light of day every day.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, sometimes we don't want to wake up to today. We'd rather go back and relive yesterday.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, we can. It's called down New Zealand.
You just have to go a bit east.
Well, this is true. This is true. We can. And believe me, it might be a good idea. I'll get Barbara to send you the winning lotto numbers this weekend. You'll get get them on a Friday. Of course, it'll come from a Saturday for us when they're drawn. So if you win anything, I'll get you halves.
Okay, perfect.
Good idea. Yeah,
that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's fun. It really, really is.
Yeah, if only.
I want to talk to you as well about your influences. Who were your influences when you were growing up to become the legend that you are today, if you know what I mean. What was the bands that got inside and that you formed what you thought music was shaped around from people like that? So I'll have a chat about that. The next one is Rain Down on Me, and believe me, my friend, I love this track. I really, really do. So
yeah, that's probably my favorite on the record, actually. Yeah.
Awesome. And then I've got to be honest, since we've been playing this, and it's only been a couple of weeks, Original Sin has taken off.
Oh, really?
We get a lot of requests for Original Sin. We really, really do, my bro. And
wow. Did you play Show Yourself? That's another one that people really like.
Yes. We actually, I can tell you how many we play because we've got quite a few. If you want me to include the autograph ones, well, we've got huge
Most
amount.
definitely.
We really, really do.
Mainly the old autograph stuff.
Yeah, we can. Well, actually, what have we got here? Let's have a look at autograph. Jesus Christ, we've got about 20 odd.
Oh boy.
Name me a song.
All I'm going to take is a good one.
Yep, let's do that. Let's do that.
Top of the list.
Yep.
Okay.
And,
Start with A.
we'll do it after Rain Down on Me and before Original Sin. How's that? Better get back to the desk.
Oh yeah, look, running out of time, Grant.
Gosh. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 13 away from 12 o'clock and 24 degrees downtown. Climbing. Not bad at all, actually. Not bad for coming into summer. We're not quite there yet. Had a few harrowing days over the last few days. Tuesday, November 19th, and talking live. Of course, the Steve Lynch, legendary guitarist, hero of mine as well. And I've got to be honest with you, I've always wondered, Steve, about Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Now, you've worked with these guys in the past, haven't you?
Yes, I have, yeah. There was Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I went in with Greg Lake, actually. He was doing a solo album. And he had heard from a demo that I did, some of the stuff that I did two-handed, and he loved it because it was so different. And so he asked me to come in and lay down a few tracks, and I did. It came out great. But they took such a long time doing that album, and then they got a different producer, and the producer came in and said that they wanted to use Gary Moore on the whole album. So it kind of got scrapped, which happens a lot, that just happens. And another story was with Peter Gabriel. He was looking for a guitar player. I sent him a demo tape, but because it was all that two-handed technique, when he got it, he thought I was playing keyboards, and he said he's looking for a guitar player, and I went, no. That is guitar, and but it was too late. They'd already gotten somebody else by then. And then I also worked with, remember Savoy Brown?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I worked with Kim Simmons from Savoy Brown, and then we had Ralph Norman on vocals, who was working with the Joe Perry project, and then also Tim Bogart from Vanilla Fudge, and played with Jeff, Beck Bogart and Appleseed, played with Jeff Beck. And then Keith Boyce was on drums, who was like a session drummer in London. And so, we had a great band there together for a while, but, it's just like, maybe it was like a little bit too late to do a reunion for the band because it never really took off. It did well for a while, but, that can happen.
That can happen. Now, I got to be honest with you. About 20-something years ago, I was with a guitarist called Steve By, many,
oh, yeah.
Right? And we did a show in Auckland. He was actually promoting guitars at the time, a sort of brand spanking new guitar that had come out. And I was talking to him about his fingerstyle. He says, you know something, Grant? I try to mimic Steve Lynch. And I went, are you kidding me? I said, Steve Lynch is, one of the best guitarists in the world. And he says, yeah, well, I'm going to be better. I went, fair enough. But he was literally very honest when he said, I try to mimic Steve Lynch.
I had no idea. Wow, that's what an incredible compliment, because he's such a brilliant player, you know.
Exactly.
I didn't know that.
Exactly. I mean, Institute of Technology with musicians and everything like that. He went through all the top schools to learn his trade. And believe me, I was blown away when he actually mentioned that. It stuck with me for many, many years. And I thought, you know, if I ever see or meet Steve Lynch, I'm going to let him know that Steve I put himself as one of your students. Basically, he tried to do exactly what you do. Now,
Wow.
I got to ask you, because it's a good segue into what were your influences in your music history. What did you take from the music world?
Well, as you know, I started out, Jimi Hendrix was a big influence on me. And then it kind of went into Jimmy Page, because, especially off that first album that came out in 1969. Also, did you know that both the first and second album of Led Zeppelin's came out in 1969? They released the first one at the beginning of 1969, and they recorded on the road, and they released their second one at the end of '69. I didn't know that. I was reading up on it, and I just loved Jimmy Page's playing on that first album. So I was trying to mimic all of his stuff and Good Times, Bad Times, and all that, and I just the violin bone stuff, and I just thought it was incredible the sounds that he was getting, and so he became a second influence of mine. And then my third one, and my probably final one, was Jeff Beck. And I learned everything from Jeff Beck, especially off that album, Blow by Blow. But I liked him before that, when he was playing with Rod Stewart and everything, and the Jeff Beck group, and Jan Hammer and all that. So I watched him progress, through the years into all these different styles and everything. He's just incredibly innovative. And there was never anything that he wouldn't try to do. But my very last influence that I listened to was Alan Holdsworth from the group UK. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Most people aren't, because he was more of the jazz fusion type of, player. And I really got into him when I was going to the Guitar Institute. And to figure out those long legato licks that he was doing, and it just, my God, they just flowed from one string to the next so effortlessly. And there was no pick sound. It was all just like notes coming out of his guitar at you. And I was just like, oh my God. And that's another thing Steve Vai said. He said, Alan Holdsworth is like the most difficult guitar player to figure out. And I could relate to him on that, because he really was. He was extremely difficult to figure out, because he would blend different scales together, and you never knew what he was coming from. Sometimes he'd play something chromatic and then a harmonic minor, and then just jump into all these different things, diminished and everything, and just go, what is he doing? But he's combining them, so he never just stayed with one scale. He always combined all of them together in a very fluid manner. So I absolutely loved his playing, especially with the UK. And he did an album also called Enigmatic Ocean with Jean-Luc Ponty, and I love that album. Incredible stuff.
Yes, I know the album well, actually. I really, really do. Been a fan for many years as well, but my extensive library, literally, I learned music on the job. I was fortunate enough to be very, very young, and was put into radio, literally sweeping floors and making coffee. That's where I started in a radio station, basically being the caretaker of the place at the time. And through the years, I've worked my way up to somebody actually employing me, which is stupid. They shouldn't have done that at all. Really. Never let me near a microphone. You'll never get a chance. Because believe me, you and Alina, I've spoken to Alina about this. I would love to be able to have her down here in front of New Zealand audiences. But the secret's out of the bag now that you're putting together Project 222. I want to talk to you about that. And can we get a show with both you and Alina? Maybe 4 or 5 shows here in New Zealand. Maybe a few.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Our whole thing was when we first formulated this whole project was to be more world. To concentrate on a lot of shows outside of the U.S. Of course, most of the bands that come out of the U.S. they're They're known in the U.S. They don't get out to play abroad that much. And ours is just the opposite. We want to play abroad a lot. Of course, we want to play a lot of U.S. dates, but we really want to reach out to, play New Zealand and Australia and down into Brazil and Australia, Japan, and we want to play Europe and Scandinavia and just all over the place, because we're looking at this album and this music as being more world music. It's not just the typical stuff that you hear on the radio. We're writing whatever we feel like writing, so it's not going to fit into a particular genre. I mean, we'll write one song and the next song will sound completely different that we release. And that's what we're doing. We're just writing whatever we feel. We're not trying to fit into the format that a record company would like us to do.
But, that's exciting. It really is exciting for me, not only having guitar legend Steve Lynch on this project, but more importantly, now you come back to what we call an indie artist, and you're starting this whole new thing as an indie artist back all over again, but you've still got the name Steve Lynch behind you. So, now, having said that, coming to New Zealand, maybe about 4 shows here.
Yes.
We have everything that you would possibly need here. Literally, it's easier to get visas and everything like that from within our country than from the outside. So would you work closely with Barbara? She's the manager of Aurora Entertainments. And
great, okay.
we can put something together for you for sure. Maybe about 10 shows in Australia, and I'll tell you why 10, because we like their money.
Okay, that's perfect. Well, at least you're being honest about that.
Exactly. Having said that, we'll do a show here in town where we are. Now, you're familiar with Rotorua. As I said, about an hour away from where we are here at the moment. We also have Whakatane and Tauranga, which is, Tauranga literally is a big export city. It exports a lot of wood and everything like that, containers, all that sort of thing. And believe me, absolutely brilliant place to be able to go and have a show, and I can recommend that. Now,
Street.
we at the same time like to have a little bit of town time. I'm sure you've seen the video with your lovely fiance Alina, how I asked her to come come down to New Zealand. Now, I'm not sure whether you would have taken me seriously, but we were talking about the hoo-hoo grub. Are you familiar with that?
With what now?
The hoo-hoo grub.
Oh, no, I'm not. I remember you guys talked about that on her show, correct?
Yes, absolutely. It's a, you must be familiar with the caterpillar, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's that thing where you eat the worm, right?
Yeah, exactly. It tastes like peanut butter.
Right.
And unfortunately...
I would rather eat these.
What do we got?
You know what that is?
No, I don't.
Okay. It's called Wiley Wallaby. They're these licorice things. And I just found them in the store, and I thought, you guys must be familiar with them.
No.
Do you have Wiley Wallaby licorice down there?
No, we don't. No, we have Black Knight. Black Knight is our licorice here.
Oh, okay.
Made in Ponsonby in Auckland, and believe me, absolutely superb licorice. It really, really is. Besides the Dutch licorice and everything like that you can get here in New Zealand, I'm going to actually have to get you to send me some.
Okay.
Yeah?
I will. Absolutely. You will love it.
Yeah, not just...
They've got red and black licorice, so I'll send you down a few packets.
Nice.
You'll love it.
And please, not just the packets, can you keep the contents inside?
No, that's going to be extra.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough too. Yeah. I understand, I really, really do. Having said that, my friend, we also, and Alina wasn't really too favourable about eating, of course, the hoo-hoo grub, but we did mention that we would take you guys down to, of course, Queenstown. Now, Queenstown is a really boutique-y little city kind of placey. Shania Twain has a property down there.
Okay.
A lot of the superstars, the A-listers from America go there. That's the place to go when they want to get away from their friends and just bring their friends with them.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Of course, Kevin Costner was down there not so long ago, same with Tom Cruise. All of these guys go down there, hang out. And Steve Lynch, I want to throw you off a bridge.
Okay.
Nice.
That means I have to go bungee jumping. The only time I've been bungee jumping was there.
There you go.
So, I've already experienced it, but it was from a crane, and it was like over a body of water. I don't know if it was the lake or something, but I already did that there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did it from a crane. You know, they had a platform, and yeah. So I jumped off of it, and I went, whoa! At least I'm over water. You know, my hand actually touched into the water. You know, and then I came back up. So
yes. Sometimes we dunk the head in as well. We get you just wet enough to be able to go, oh my God, that was fun. But luckily,
you should have a bungee jump that's over crocodiles.
We don't have crocodiles.
we're not in Australia.
We don't have
Well,
those.
so you don't have crocodiles in
No.
New Zealand too?
No, we don't. No, yeah, I mean,
Oh, okay.
the most dangerous animal in New Zealand is me.
Is you?
It's me, yeah. Everybody stays away from me. They really do. But having said that, you're not Australian, so we will actually attach the bungee.
Uh-huh.
Beauty.
The only
Now,
dangerous thing we
would you
have
be
is our
interested maybe
caterpillar
in doing a little
spider.
parachuting? I'm an accomplished parachutist. I am a member of the club in Rotorua.
Oh, well, that's a possibility.
There you go.
You know, I might be willing to check that out. I'd have to. I've never done it before, but you know,
Well,
I'm always game to try something like that.
I will do a tandem with you, not a problem, my friend. Believe me, if we don't make it, you can blame me afterwards.
I will.
Nice.
I'll hold you responsible.
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely. Your life will be in my hand, literally. But believe me,
While I have my wings going upwards after we die, I'm not going to give them to you as you're going downwards.
no, I wouldn't do that at all, to be very honest with you. But about an hour and a half away from here, and I know you're familiar with this, we're talking, of course, about Lord of the Rings, is a place called Hobbiton in Matamata. It does matter in Matamata, and we'd love to be able to take you and show you around the original set of Hobbiton. Would you be interested in that?
I would absolutely be interested in that. That sounds like just a wonderful trip. Because the one thing that I really loved about the whole series, you know, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, was the fact that where it was filmed at. I mean, a lot of it was filmed on the South Island, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and I just thought, man, it's just the geography here. I mean, you know, it's just incredible here. It just everything was just beautiful. Very jagged mountains and everything, and the fjords and everything. And I fell in love with it. So I would absolutely love to do that.
Well, while we're down, of course, where we're talking before about the Hoo Hoo Grub, that's where the Wild Festival is, and we kind of fry things there that you shouldn't fry, if you know what I mean. We like to be able to dip things in things that just shouldn't be dipped in. But just down from there is a little place called Fox Glacier, where we have this living glacier that you can go out and explore on and have everything like that. Of course, we want to keep it pristine, so we take all our garbage and everything away. At the same time, we have a place called Marlborough Sounds down this way, and it's basically like time forgot. It really, really is. You can almost see the dinosaurs down there. I know you can. Mum was there last week. I had my mother down there last week. Dinosaur, yeah. she had a lot of fun. Absolutely a lot of fun. Now, we can also at the same time, by the way, how do you feel about tattoos?
About what?
Tattoos.
Tattoos? I don't have any. I don't like needles.
No, well, actually, while we're...
I know the Maoris, they get, that's part of their tradition, of course, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
But,
I was thinking of getting together with you and maybe Elena, and we'll talk Barbara into getting a tattoo. What do you reckon?
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, let's get Barbara tattooed.
If he does, I will.
Absolutely. I love that idea. Besides, Barbara's an Olympic shopper, so I'm sure her and Elena are going to have a lot of fun.
Close up for a minute there. Right.
There we go.
High five.
I'm still here. There we go. Hello.
Okay. There we go.
Did you get that?
That was a time lapse. I know we skipped into another dimension temporarily there, but we're back now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we are going through the galaxy, so sometimes we get a little glitch every now and again.
And we are the future.
Now, at the same time, let's talk about Auckland, because we want to be able to take you to Auckland, take you out on the harbour, take in the ambience, and I know that you're familiar with Auckland, and, you know, just enjoy the whole feeling of being in Auckland on the harbour, having a few wines, whatever, like something like that, and just relaxing.
Wine has to be included. Wine does have to be included. You know, that's it's just one of the stipulations in our contract.
Absolutely, and believe me, we've got some absolutely superb New Zealand wines that we can introduce you to.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
There's nothing like dipping your cork in.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, hey, look, I don't mind getting my cork well screwed. I don't. By the way, Steve, we're going to give you a copy of everything we do here, including this interview. We'll convert it over to YouTube, as you know we can do, and send it to you. Crazy photos, all that sort of stuff. And now I want to talk to you about Rain Down on Me, because believe me, I very, very quickly fell in love with the song the first time I heard it, and I've been loving it ever since. Tell me all about it.
Well, what happened was, it's another one of those songs, like a lot of these songs on this album, I wrote from the drums up. In fact, I kind of prefer to do that, because I hear a beat, and it makes me start hearing things, and then I'll come up with a beat, and I'll go, okay, and then I start to hear stuff in my head, you know, how to build from that beat. A lot of, especially, you know, guitar players and keyboards, whatever, they just listen to sitting down and starting from the instrument they play. But when they get influenced from something like just a drum beat, that's a really cool drum beat, it makes you build completely differently, the song. And so that's what I did. Most of the songs on here, I had the drum beat in my head first, and then I came up with the other parts after listening to the drum beat. And so that's one of those, you know, that I did write that way. And Rain Down on Me is just, you know, like let your love rain down on me. And I was thinking of a video at the same time. There is a video out there where it's, you know, it's raining down, and people are just really enjoying the rain, the different shots in the rain and everything. And you know, it's just one of those things where you just let the whole thing happen. Let your love rain down on me. You just let it happen naturally. And rain is as natural as you get.
There you go. Right here at Galaxy 107 FM, live with Steve Lynch, Rain Down on Me. Nobody's left us.
No, they're still here.
Those guys are crazy.
I hope you're having fun, guys.
You guys are crazy. You really are. Thank you for joining us right here at Galaxy. Believe me, it's always nice to have extra company, just like you. Anyway, Steve, how are you feeling?
I feel great.
Nice. I feel sorry for you. I really do. So, the next one up is we're going to do an autograph song. I'm going to, all I'm going to take, and we'll have a chat about that.
And I got a couple of funny stories if we want to flip into those. They're pretty short. One has to do with Aerosmith, and one has to do with Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh.
And what was the other one? Oh, I already told you the one about Tommy Lee about Cuba.
Yeah. Well, here's one for you. We were talking about James Bond earlier on. Mm-hmm. Did you know that Michael Jackson, before he died, actually applied to be a James Bond?
Really?
Yeah. Really well. What was it like working with Aerosmith?
Oh, it was great. They're such cool guys. You know, it's nice when, you know, everybody in Autograph is very down to earth. You know, we're just guys that, you know, we were seasoned guys as well. I mean, we weren't young. When we got signed, we were 30 years old to RCA, you know. I mean, I was 29, almost 30 years old when we got signed. And that's actually late in the rock world, you know. You know, but we all have a lot of experience being in studios, being in many different bands, cutting different albums and everything. So, to get together with them, it was really cool, because to think that back in my days of playing Top 40 back up in Seattle, you know, and doing that, you know, had several songs on the set. And so it was really cool talking to Joe Perry and Steven Tyler. And just a great experience, just really good guys. And it was so nice to meet other people that were just really down to earth like that, you know.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
Sounds like
Let's
us.
go back to the
Sounds
desk.
like us.
Does sound like us.
Yeah.
It does.
I wonder if we should turn that up a fraction.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, literally in my element right now, speaking live and coming out of Tampa, Florida right now is Steve Lynch, former guitarist for the band, of course, Autograph. Now, having said that, Steve, and believe me, I've often wondered, what's it feel like to sell 5 million albums?
well, it paid the rent. It paid the rent, and that was the best thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think probably the best feeling that I got was the first time, and it was, we were all together on a tour bus getting ready to head out. And it's the first time we were all together. We heard, the first time for any of us, we heard Turn Up the Radio on the radio. And that was just, what an incredible feeling. Like, hey, we got a song on the radio, and we wrote this. So it was just really great. What that really capturates the moment, you know. It's just like, wow, that's a photograph that you'll forever have in your head. It's the first time that you heard the song that you had written on the radio. And so we got a big kick out of that. And, you know, but as far as selling the 5 million records worldwide, that was just, wow. We never thought, you know, you never think when you're going into this, you know, and you put out an album, and we did 2 more with RCA, of course, as well, that they would have that kind of a response. You just never know. Because, you know, living in LA, we were all living in LA, and most of the bands that put out stuff, it just didn't do anything. It just flopped and it got shelved. And so when something takes off like that, you go, what? Whoa, really? That's really cool. So we were quite taken aback by it, and we were very, very grateful for the type of, you know, success we did have.
Well, you rubbed shoulders with people, I mean, like Steve Tyler, of course, from Aerosmith, the Ronnie James duo. Now, that's an interesting one. Whitesnake, Bryan Adams. I mean, really, did he have a good 69 or what?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. In the summer of you did, yeah.
Yeah, apparently it was one summer. Now, I got to let you know, we actually spoke to a band not so long ago called the Matlin Starsley Band, with one of the drummers that used to be in the Bryan Adams Band, and we're going to be bringing those guys over here to New Zealand to perform as well as the Bryan Adams Band, Matlin Starsley Band. Now, we're trying to get a negotiation to see if we can get Brian here to do a couple of guest spots as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just can't pass that up. What's he like as a guy?
He is really, really a cool guy. I mean, just like, you know, just like your friend down the street. I mean, he was just that way. And it was funny when we were touring with him, and we said, look, we gotta quit the tour. We gotta go in and start our second album and everything. He was really bummed. And so what he did was he said, I want you guys to get up and I want you to sing Cuts Like a Knife with me, and, you know, which was one of his last songs on his set list. And so we went, yeah. So they set up microphones up there. And so here we are on stage with him singing that song. And he came over and sang, you know, brought his mic over and sang facing us. And we were all singing the chorus, Cuts Like a Knife. And man, the guy spits so much when he sings. We were just like, oh man. And he was facing us, and he was just spitting all over us, you know. And it was just hilarious. And we were like wiping our face while we're trying to sing. He was spitting in our eyes and everything. He didn't mean to, of course, but that's just, he put so much passion into it, you know. And it was just a great experience to be with him. He was just such a nice guy.
Here's one for you, my friend. That reminded me, of course, of a show that we did in America, somewhere in America. One of the bands that was very, very famous at the time. I can't give you the name. I'm not allowed to be very honest with you. But it had 4 letters in it. It started with I and ended with an X. And we were travelling around America at the time. And, of course, the lead singer started to spit a bit. So the next day, the crew got together and we got a little bit of that baby stuff for numbing your teeth, numbing your gums. And put that on the microphone, and of course he sang so much that sooner or later his mouth started to go numb. And the reactions of that was absolutely priceless. It really, really was. We taught him not to spit on the microphones anymore. We couldn't be buggered with all the rust that was coming off the things after the end of the tour. So,
oh man.
It changed his altitude and attitude towards the microphone. It really, really did.
But, sure.
But it was a lot of fun trying to get him to talk afterward. Yeah. In the end, he actually hung himself, to be very honest.
Oh, but I have to tell you the story about when we toured with Aerosmith. When we toured with Aerosmith, we just got done doing a show in Providence, Rhode Island. And we were getting ready to leave, we were on our tour bus, they were on their tour bus. And this girl got onto our tour bus, and she was just wearing the clothes, it was like, winter, it was snowing out and everything. And we didn't know who she was. And she had this really bad stench to her. I think that she was homeless, and she was really messed up on drugs, and probably drunk as well, because she wasn't making much sense. But anyway, the bus driver smelled her. We sort of going down the road. We were getting onto the freeway, and the bus driver turned around and he goes, "What the hell is that smell?" And we just all kind of pointed at her. And he pulled over on the side of the freeway and actually let her out. And she didn't know had no idea where she was at or anything. So she gets off the bus, and she's all pissed off and everything. And so she gets outside the bus, and we can see her out the window on the side of the freeway while it's snowing. And she raises up her 2 little fingers, and she goes, "F you, Aerosmith." So she thought she was on Aerosmith's tour bus. And we just all busted up laughing. It was just a hilarious moment. So,
believe me, have you ever been to Amsterdam?
Yes, I have. I've been there a few times. I did a couple critics there, and then I just went on vacation. I wanted to do the canal ride. I wanted to rent a bicycle and go through, that park there. I can't remember the name of it. But I went and, to the Hard Rock Cafe there. I went into the coffee shops. I went into, to check out the red light district and just to see what it was all about. I didn't participate, but they have a church right in the middle of the red light district, and it has a red door. A church right in the middle of the red light district. Oh, I remember naming that park. The Bundle Park is like their Central Park. Yeah. And I just loved it there. The canal ride and everything, and I spent 9 days there. I went to the Rex Museum, the Van Gogh Museum and everything, and it's just an incredible place.
It really is. As I was saying, I used to tour around with a band, a very famous band. I used to be a front of house engineer at the time, and we had valets. Literally, we did 36 months of touring around the world, and we had these valets. One valet to 10 people. You know how it is when you have people leapfrogging in front of you, setting up stages, everything like that, all lighting, different crews. Yeah. There was about 300 of us. So we had people looking after about 10 of us. But we used to try and dump these guys because we got sick and tired of doing the official stuff, going to the museums, going to the art galleries, doing the meets and greets with all the dignitaries. We got really sick of that. So we used to try and dump our valets as much as possible. And first time I ever did this was literally in Amsterdam, when I managed to get away from this guy. And I wanted to find out, and everybody says, I went to the red light district just to see what it was about. Yeah, of course you did. As you do. But I went running up this set of stairs, and at the top of the stairs there was this big door, and right across the top said, country dancing. And I thought, wow, why not? Let's go and get let's go and get a bit of boot scooting going and go and have a look. So I rock on in there, and here's all these guys, bells and coloured, you know, all sorts of things that were just like weird, literally. This is freaky, you know, and they were wearing wooden shoes, all that sort of stuff. A young blonde lady comes up to me, couldn't have been more than 22 years of age, hair all done up, bright blue eyes, big smile on her face, and she goes, "Do you clog?"
Well, if that's the shoe, but what does that mean? Do you clog?
Exactly. Being a Kiwi, all I could say is only if I eat too much cheese. Really. I didn't get a date, by the way, either. I really didn't. But I know the church you're talking about. I've been there myself and had a look at that. And yes, the park and everything there, absolutely stunning, stunning place. It really, really is. So I thought, well, while we're doing a few what we did on the road kind of things, I'd throw that in at you. But you've still yet got a funny story to tell me, don't you?
About
Aussie.
About what?
Yeah, you were mentioning another guy that you were going to...
Yes, the other guy was Ozzy, and it was great. We were at the MTV studios in New York, and you know, it was way up on the 27th floor or something like that. But we were filming the Headbangers Ball. Remember that from way back? Yeah. And he was our guest host, and he had just gotten out of the Betty Ford Center that day for rehabilitation. And so Sharon brought him in, his wife, and he was trying to get, you know, the words right on the teleprompter, and so he had this spiky hair, and whenever he started, he was shaking so bad, you know, because he's used to doing all this stuff, being, you know, on a variation of different things, and he was having a really difficult time doing it straight. And so he, you know, as soon as he started doing the teleprompter, he'd go, "Hey, start it again. And so it's like, "Oh, this is all the old boy." Yeah, I can't do this, you know. And so he tried it again and again. And so eventually he just said, "Shit, go get me a six-pack." And so Sharon goes, "We just got out of rehab, just 3 hours ago, literally." And so he says, "Shit, go get me a six-pack." And so she did. She took the elevator down and got a six-pack and brought it back up. And he drank the whole six-pack in about 20 minutes. And so then he said, "Okay, roll it." And he goes, "I'm Ozzy Osbourne. We look like mates from Autograph." And he went through the whole thing perfectly, first take. You know, so it was just like an amazing thing where, you know, some people can operate better while they're high like that. You know, and it's just amazing. But he was like that. He just did it perfect on the first take after he got some juice in him.
Yeah, you know, I'm amazed he's still actually on the planet. I really, really am, with the amount of substances that man has taken. And Sharon...
Yeah, look at Keith Richards. That's another one. Is how, you know, Keith Richards is going to outlive us all. I don't know how.
Yeah, neither do I. He's been around since before Moses was around, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And speaking of Moses, did you realise Moses was the first internet user of the world?
Really? Oh, you mean with the tablets?
Yeah, he had to go on top of a mountain to get a good reception from the cloud to download onto his tablet.
Well, that makes sense.
It does. It really, really does. I'm not so sure about his mate and his boat, though.
Yeah.
I think those two missed each other. He should have stayed on top of the mountain. Having said that, Ozzy Osbourne, what a great guy. I can just picture him right now going, "Sharon!" You know, you really, really can. But it is nice to know that the legends do live on. Literally, I'm so lost this year with the amount of legends that have passed over. And including, I was absolutely devastated when Lemmy passed away.
Yeah.
That was a big loss to the world of music. It really, really is. So we literally need to wrap old Ozzy up in cotton ball and bubble wrap and keep him mummified for the rest of the music career of whenever music's going to be forever and a day. Literally. But yourself, you've been an 80s top rocker through the 90s. You've reinvented yourself a number of times now, and I really want to talk to you and get back to Alina. And of course, let's touch on the fact that we are looking at getting you guys down here for Valentine's Day.
Oh, that would be perfect. Wow. We would absolutely love to do that.
You know, a little birdie has been talking to me in my ear, and it has come from a reputable source that Alina would love to be able to be in New Zealand for Valentine's Day. Now, let's get a little covert here, my friend. What say we make a wedding?
Okay.
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 All right.
You're on, my friend. We got.
Absolutely.
I'll get these girls to set it all up for you, my friend. We would love to be able to have you come to New Zealand. This would be something you would remember for the rest of your lives. You would never want to fucking do it again. You'd never want to do it again. But believe me,
in the back shed.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yes.
Brilliant.
I'm up for it. I'm sure she's up for it, so, you know.
Believe me. We can even invite a few horses along to make her feel comfortable as well.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. You know, we'll see how. Did you say a wedding?
A wedding, yes. What's that?
Oh, a wedding. Oh, okay. You know what? We're not sure on a date yet, but we would think of February. But you know, you never know. That might work. I mean, I would be absolutely up for that, 100%.
Nice, because we would be honoured to be a part of that and have you both come to New Zealand and choose a particular place in New Zealand where you would love to be able to get married. We'll consort. We will consort. I'm sure the girls are going to get busy now and get together with Alina and say, hey, listen, you know, Steve has approved this. He kind of likes the idea. What say we do this in New Zealand? Because believe me, it would be something to look back on in the future.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm not guaranteeing it's going to be fond memories, but there will be memories.
It will be a fun memory.
Yeah. Yeah. Just make sure that I'm not in any of the photos. At least you can have a successful memory that way.
Yes, exactly.
But we'd be honoured to be able to do that with you. Maybe not to do shows as of such, but maybe just get to know each other and do this one thing where we'll absolutely cement your relationship, of course, with your fiancé. And we love Alina. We really, really do.
Yeah, she's such a sweetheart. She's really probably the most, you know, sweetest, genuine person I've ever known in my life, you know, and I just love her to death. She's just, you know, she just has the heart of gold. She just does everything for everybody else, and she's so talented, you know. Well, yeah, you can see her. She's so beautiful on top of it. So I consider myself, you know, the luckiest man in the world to be with her, you know, I really do.
You know, I got to agree with you, I really do. But, you know, within the first couple of minutes, I literally had her snorting.
Oh, yes, exactly. she, oh, God, and, you know, excuse me, that just made me cough. But she does that when she laughs really hard. She starts going into this, you know, she snorts, you know, and she thinks, oh, God, I'm such a dork for doing that. And I'm going, no. That is one of the most adorable things about your personality and the way you are. You never want to stop snorting.
Exactly. And believe me, we loved it. We really, really did. And looked into it as well. Now, having said that, I want to go back to the days of autograph. Now, tell me all about All I'm Gonna Take. Now, this is special, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's another one that is, you know, like House of Cards, but it's about, you know, the government putting laws into place that you just don't agree with. It's them taking too much power. It's them taking the rights away from people. And really what it is, and it's not only the government, it has actually more to do with what controls the government, and that's big money. Okay, that's Wall Street, is what we're really looking at here. And if you listen to the lyrics in the song, you know that's exactly what it's aimed at. And so basically I just came up with this guitar riff, like in the beginning there, where it sounds a little bit haunting, and then it breaks into the song. Well, you can tell it's just not. It's not exactly one of those typical 80s type of songs. It's just about. It's just about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, or anything like that, and having a good time. This song's a more serious song, and it was written with a purpose behind it. I hope the singer liked the lyrics on it because I had ideas already on it, and so it came together really fast, just like Turn Up the Radio came together really fast. That was just a jam that we were playing in rehearsal before we decided to make it into a song. And the thing about back to Turn Up the Radio real quick here, RCA did not want us to put it on the album.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we were in the studio, and we said, you know what? We're going to do it anyway. We're going to go ahead and record it in here. And we did, and we talked them into like that being the first release. They wanted it to be another song called Send Her to Me. And we said, no, this has got to be Turn Up the Radio. I said, think about the radio stations. And they said, yeah, I guess so. And so we went in, and we did call letters, 2 days worth of call letters, like Turn It Up, WKZY, and we did that for every station, for like 800 stations. And you know what? It turned out to be phenomenal, because every one of those stations was personified it. You know what I mean? So this is like, there's their personal, call letters being called out by the group itself. And they loved it. And then Turn Up the Radio came on right after saying that, right after us saying that in the clip. And so it just caught on like fire. And then once it took off and it became popular, RCA took credit for it. Said, yeah, that was our idea to use that as the first release. We were, yeah, right. So I still dispelled that whole rumor that it was their idea.
I could see that they would. Suits would naturally be able to do that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But as I talk to many artists from around the world about their work, it fascinates me how sometimes the best timeless music can be written basically on a McDonald's napkin.
Right, exactly, yeah. And it comes about, like those hits come around just so fast. Sometimes the best songs are just written just like that, just off the cuff.
Exactly.
Without putting much thought into it. And that's what happened with this one. It was just like, boom, it just happened real quick. I mean, we had, like, things go better with rock. I mean, we knew we were going to get flack from Coca-Cola for that. But, and they did. They tried to sue us, and we won. And against a mega giant like Coca-Cola Company. But we won the lawsuit. So we were able to keep that on the record. But, yeah, you just never know with things like that.
Exactly.
It can be a real, quickly put together song that becomes your biggest hit.
Exactly, absolutely. So right here, right now is Autograph, Steve Lynch, legendary guitarist, and All I'm Gonna Take. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's hot up here. 90 degrees Fahrenheit inside this building.
Oh my God.
It's warm. It's really hot in here. It really is.
I'll bet it is, yeah.
So, coming into winter right now, I presume that you're going to be concentrating on the Project 2.22?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 222
Don't forget
is
they're going
everything
on a
that we're
cruise,
putting
too.
all our energy into that now, and yeah, we can talk a bit about that, and I definitely want to kind of concentrate on talking about that. We can talk about other things, whatever you want to talk about as well. So
no, I think it's time that we did discuss 2.22 because believe me, we've got Original Sin next, which is the last one that we've got pulled up. But I think we need to run through 222 because I'm excited about this. I really, really am. I can't wait. Now, you're going into the recording studio in a few days just to kick this off, aren't you?
Right. Yes, we are.
And then they're going on a cruise.
We've got, Lena came up with well, we'll talk about it, on the air.
Exactly. And then, of course, you're going on a cruise just after that, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, we're going to start after. We're going to wait till after the holidays, and then we're going to start doing tour books after that.
Nice, nice. So we'll have a chat about that as well. Just while I have the chance, I want to wish you a very, very happy Christmas and a very, very successful New Year's. You're coming back?
Thank you. That's
right, you're going to be part of the extravaganza, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do the December
16th.
Yeah, exactly. You are too.
That's your little Christmas special. We're going to be doing that together.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I hope you've got a few beverages put aside.
Okay, good.
Nice. Absolutely brilliant.
We've got our Santa suits.
Got our Santa suits. I've got a Santa right here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You haven't got the lights on today.
I haven't got the lights on today, no. Should I? No,
it's too late.
It's okay. It's
later.
Right. Yeah. But I'm really, really thankful that you've taken the time out to talk to us here in New Zealand, my friend. I really,
it's my pleasure. It's absolutely my pleasure. Very glad to be on.
I hope I haven't been too serious for you.
No. Just get here.
That's cool. That's really, really cool. When you do come here, is there anything in particular you would like to do?
I would, oh boy, let me see. I just want to come down and just, Wayne and I just want to experience everything we possibly can there, we love just going out and seeing new places, new adventures. We love drinking good wine and having good dinner. Going to exotic places, and I'm really looking forward to that. The whole thing about the Lord of the Rings tour thing down there, where they did the filming and everything down there. So,
I haven't been.
Does Peter Jackson live down there?
Yeah.
Yeah. He. We actually know Peter quite well.
Oh, okay, great.
He went to the same university I went to, and
okay.
He was making crazy movies back in those days. We thought, Pete, you're a nut. You're never going to get anywhere. What do you know?
Yeah.
You should send Steve that one you showed me. That one you showed me, you should send to Steve.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
It was crazy, all right?
Yes, yeah. He did one. You're familiar with the Muppets, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He did one similar to the Muppets, but sort of X-rated.
Oh.
Believe me. But, when he was doing his university stuff, literally he was so far out of the box, we didn't even know that he actually came with a box. It's true, he was really crazy, but I tell you what, I couldn't be prouder for a Kiwi. He's put New Zealand on the world stage,
He turned out to be just a brilliant director. I mean, I really enjoyed his directing in that. And he deserves to have won. I mean, my God.
Well, it opened the door to other directors and producers from New Zealand to be able to follow in his footsteps as well, if you know what I mean. So
yeah, absolutely.
And of course, let's not forget Weta Workshop that worked on that. Now has done Avatar and a number of other ones. Let's go back to the desk before we run out of time.
Yes, chop.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, speaking live. Just 21 away from 1 o'clock, it is 23 degrees. Not bad, it's been there for a little while now. And we beat the weatherman, of course, by 20 degrees. He said 20 degrees. Tuesday, November 19th. And I've got to ask you, Steve, just before we get into too much more, I want to ask you about, of course, The Right Touch. We did talk about that very, very briefly, but you brought out versions 2 and 3. Could you not think of another name?
Pardon me? No. What I wanted it to continue doing it as with, I think it was with Bellwood Mills Publishing Company, and then it got bought out by Warner Brothers, but they wanted me to keep the same title because it was just a continuation of the same books, basically. So the books, it's all about the same thing. Books 1, 2, and 3. It's all about how to play the technique, step by step, and it gets a little bit more advanced in books 2 and especially in book 3. And so it was their idea to keep it. The publishing company's idea to keep it its same name.
Okay, because believe me, when I first read this, I thought, first of all, maybe you were stuck for a name, and I was going to offer things like maybe a quick, a good title would be A Quick Finger. You want to follow up from that? Well, you broke. The next book coming out is going to be How I Fix My Broken G-String. Just a few ideas. You never know. If you ever feel, if you ever feel like writing another book, How I Finger My Fret. There's a good suggestion. It really, really is, because believe me, it's not easy being a guitarist and getting your fingers in the right place. Believe me, I'm a legend in my own bedroom. I really have played from time to time, but I couldn't do what you do, Steve. I really, really couldn't, and that is why I am so fascinated in how you've done everything you've done over the years. It really, really has fascinated me, because you are literally what we would call a guitar god. We've got you up there with Slash, and of course Steve Vai, and all of the greats of the world guitaring, and we kind of feel that while you're down here, of course, we've spoken about getting you married off. I think that's a great idea. I really do. But I want to talk to you about, and of course, we're going to move into the Project 222, because that's what we would like to see here in New Zealand. Maybe we would like to be able to see you with autograph. We would absolutely couldn't wish for anything bigger than that, literally. But let's start with Project 222, because, of course, you are now coming in alignment with your wonderful fiancée, Elena Ray, and you're just days away from going into the recording studio. Just wondering, now you're coming into winter over there, are you looking at getting into the recording studio, writing new stuff, releasing new stuff, and possibly would you consider coming back for another interview with some new stuff from Project 22 or 222 with us here?
That's a definite. That's a definite. We will most certainly be coming back to do another interview together and to play the songs on the radio and everything. So on your station. So we would love to do that. And then of course the next plan after that would be to come down and play some live shows down there.
Absolutely, we want that. We really, really do, because we see that this is going to be a huge opportunity for us to be able to get to know you personally, Steve. It is something that I've often wanted to do, is get to know people from, of course, history like yourselves. I really, really have. I've associated with some very, very big bands over the years, and worked as an engineer, not only as a radio announcer, but I've also been a recording studio engineer and a front of house live engineer. Went around the world a number of times with a number of big bands. Don't want to name drop at all. But I absolutely would be honoured to have you come to New Zealand, spend some time with us down here, down under. You never know, within a couple of days we might get you arrested. If not, I'm not doing my job right.
Okay, yes, arrested just for the photo op though.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. We could do something really, really crazy, like, I don't know, have you run around one of the parks here in New Zealand naked. It's always a lot of fun. That'll attract a policeman or two. Yeah,
why not?
That'll always attract a policeman or two. Believe me, they're always interested in stuff like that. And of course, doing something like that could almost venture on being an original sin. Don't you think?
An original what?
Sin.
I can hear you, I'm sorry.
It could almost venture on being an original sin.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Now, I know you're into a bit of sin. Tell me all about original sin.
Oh, well, original sin was basically, we're all living in original sin. And that's the way, it's kind of like from a biblical, standpoint, like you're born into original sin and everything. And you're looking at kind of like almost like a dark, hopeless world to bring yourself out of that but there's also hopeful lyrics in there that you will be able to do it. And so it's like a mixture. And this is stuff that Scott Gilman, the vocalist, he wrote most of the lyrics. Like, it was my idea to call it Original Sin, and I had a couple of vocal ideas, but he's the one that really took off with it. And he did an amazing job on that album. What a versatile vocalist.
Absolutely, I fully agree with you. That is true. But at the same time, if we have Alina down there, it's not going to be sin. It's just going to be fun, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, I'm looking forward to having you guys down here. So, right now, live at Galaxy 107 FM, Steve Lynch, Original Sin. Now, Steve, I've seen a couple of videos that you sent me on you playing the guitar and instructional ones of Original Sin and a couple of others.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't use them for the interview, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no problem.
But I did take guidance and actually get production to find those songs and so that we could play them for today.
Right.
But, you know, I watched those videos and I thought, Jesus Christ. This guy's bloody awesome. You know, I would love to be able to see that live in front of my eyes. I really, really would. And as I said to you, I've met people like Steve Vai, for instance, and a number of other major guitarists from around the world, even Mark Knopfler. I've worked with Mark Knopfler on about 3 tours they did here in New Zealand over the years, and thought, you know, now he's an awesome guitar in his own right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
he's a brilliant guitar player. He has his own style, that whole finger picking thing and everything. So
exactly,
yeah, it's really cool.
Exactly, and that's what fascinates me, Steve, is how fluid that you play the guitar. You see, as I said, I'm a legend in my bedroom. I've been a roadie for many, many years. Of course, I've had to restring guitars, all sorts of things. But I've always wanted to be somebody that could play like you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, me too.
Every little boy's
well, good.
Good. I want to be a policeman or a
I always
fireman.
wanted to be that person that changed strings.
Oh no, bugger that. Bugger that. It's amazing what you can find in a broken G string.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want the extras, you don't. You really don't. But, you know, I've done pretty much every facet of being in the big productions of shows around the world. And I've worked my way up from basically, again, sweeping floors and just being a part of it to actually being
15 minutes
in the productions and all sorts of different parts. I was lucky, literally. I've been in the right place at the right time a lot of the time, and they've said to me, hey, listen, we need an engineer, are you up for the challenge? And hell yeah. You know what I mean? Never say no.
I like the story of how you actually became a DJ in Greymouth.
How I became a DJ?
In Greymouth, yeah.
In Greymouth.
And yeah, how they got you to...
Steve doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah, but
He's
it's quite
delicate.
amazing. It's a great story.
Sure I do.
Yeah, well, believe me, if you've got a month or two, I will let you know one day.
Okay.
Oh, we'll tell him when we've finished the
Yeah,
interview.
I'll tell you when we've finished on air here, because
Okay.
we've got just a few more minutes and then I'm going to have to switch over to the other studio. They're complaining that I've gone a little too much over time.
Oh, okay.
So, but...
Doesn't time fly when you're having fun?
Almost 2 hours
Yeah.
here, you know what I mean? And I'm sorry for taking up 2 hours of your time, Steve.
And thank you everyone for joining
What?
us. We
Has it been that
so
long?
appreciate
Almost.
it.
Almost.
Yep. We do.
Wow.
Isn't that
Okay.
fun?
I love
Doesn't
it.
time fly when you're
And it's
looking...
like we started at 5. It's like 10 till 7 right now.
Yeah.
We started about 10 after 5. Yeah.
Yes. So it's moving on a little bit.
Oh, gas
and,
bags.
Yeah, my fault.
Gas
I'll take
bags.
responsibility.
But
Let's
I'm
go back
just
to
as
the
bad.
desk.
It'd be even longer if I started chatting
Oh,
as well.
yeah. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 10 away from 1 o'clock. 22 degrees. We've gone down a degree. Don't panic. It'll come back. I'm sure it is. Just misguided. There you go. Tuesday, November 19th, and we've been joined live by Steve Lynch, legendary guitarist from, of course, Autograph and Network 23, and we're moving in, of course, looking forward to the progression of Steve Lynch teaming up with his fiancée, Alana Ray, and coming out with Project 222. I am so looking forward to that. Steve, we're going to have to wrap it up right here, but please don't go anywhere just yet. We've got a couple of other things that we're going to do off air. But thank you so much for coming on board and being a part, now that you're part of Galaxy's family, and you're coming back again. Of course, we're going to do the Christmas extravaganza. But
yes, that's going to be December 16th. That's going to be a lot of fun. When me and Layla are going to be able to on that together, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Gonna love, and believe me, I am so looking forward to that. But with you and Elena, once we've got some substantial work from Project 222, where you come back, give us a few tracks, let's do a promotion for Project 222 and get behind everything that you're doing. Would you do that with us?
Absolutely, we'd love to.
Brilliant, brilliant, because believe me, we're very, very excited about what you're going to come up with. Tantalising, and it's always nice to be able to leave something a little dangling for the listeners that we have online right now to look forward to. Project 222 is coming to Galaxy. It really, really is. Looking forward to that. But at the same time, will you be bringing out some CDs? Will you be able to send us a couple of copies so that we could do a giveaway or something like that?
Oh, absolutely, yes, yeah. We'll be sending you the songs, as they're releasing one at a time, just as singles. And we'll be sending you the songs so that you can play them that way. And whatever kind of, promotional material we have, we're going to probably send it to you early. But if we end up coming down in person ourselves, then we'll bring it to you that way.
Nice, nice. And if you can smuggle me in some moonshine, I'd appreciate that too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, just talk to Elena. She knows people, I know.
Yes.
So, and believe me, it's legal here in New Zealand. It's not a problem. All we have to do is pay the duty tax as you bring it into customs. We'll cover that. And we can actually make it here in New Zealand. Unfortunately, some parts of America, it's not allowed to make it. Yeah. And speaking of which, we're speaking to a couple of guys. Are you familiar with the internet and TV show Moonshiners?
Oh, yes,
Okay,
yes.
Well, we've spoken to a number of those guys there. Each one of them has said to me, Grant, don't worry, I'll send you some. Haven't seen any yet. Maybe they've been drinking too much of that product.
Yeah, that's right.
Believe me. And we're actually going to be bringing a couple of these guys to New Zealand with the show that we're looking at doing with a guy called Jody Medford. And he's got three lovely young ladies that he's doing a song with at the moment called Moonshine.
We'll talk about it.
And the girls are called Southern Halo. So they're going to be coming to New Zealand. Of course, Josh Owens, one of the guys from the Moonshiners, is going to be coming along as well. We may even do a video getting him to demonstrate how to make it here in New Zealand.
Right on.
You never know. We might be able to tee it up together, that you guys sort of are in the same place at the same time.
Yes.
We might be able to fire up the country. What do you reckon?
That sounds wonderful to me.
I like that. I like that. Would love to take you down to Marlborough or something like that, because I know that...
Yes, I'd love to. We would love to do that.
I know Elena likes a bit of wine as well.
Oh, yeah.
And what's a woman without a good wine?
That's right. We like to have our wine together, too. When we get together, we make sure we get our wine dues paid.
There you go, there you go. And I'd be more than honoured to be able to be a part of that with you here in New Zealand. That's exciting, my friend. I really am looking forward to this.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And it was my pleasure for having me on, of course, And Grant, this has always been, a great opportunity for me to possibly come back one day and visit New Zealand. And so it seems like you're opening that door for myself and Elena, and we really appreciate that.
Well, my friend, let me put out the welcome mat now. It's got Kia ora written all over it. We want you to come here.
Okay. You got it.
Anyway, we'll wrap it up right now, Steve. Don't go anywhere. But in the meantime, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 5 away from 1 o'clock. Got to say sorry to the guys in Studio 2. They're going to take over right now.